The Count of Monte Cristo is a 2-hour and 11-minute movie based off the book by Alexandre Dumas. He also wrote many other books, including The Three Musketeers and The Black Tulip. The Count of Monte Cristo is a historical fiction movie.
In The Count of Monte Cristo, Edmund goes to jail even though he is innocent. While he is in jail, he meets the priest. When the priest dies, Edmund climbs into the tarp and is thrown into the water, and he escapes. He finds some pirates and becomes friends with Jacopo. Edmund and Jacopo soon find a treasure, and they move to Paris. They have a party to have Mercedes and Fernand come. Edmund finds out about Albert, and he kidnaps him. Albert invites Edmund to his birthday party, and Mercedes figures out that the Count of Monte Cristo is Edmund. Edmund goes to get revenge on Jones and Villefort. Then he goes to get revenge on Fernand and kills him. Edmund and Mercedes go and buy the prison.
The characters who struggle in the Count of Monte Cristo are Edmund, Fernand, Mercedes, Abbey, and Albert. Edmund struggles because he has to go to prison as an innocent man. Fernand struggles because at the end he has nothing to do with his life other than to fight Edmund. Mercedes struggled when her fiancé Edmund got sent to prison and she had to marry Fernand. Abbey struggles because he's old and he's dying in prison. Albert struggles because he's in conflict with his father. The flat, non-changing characters are Fernand, Mercedes, and Abbey. Fernand stays the same because he has his negative attitude throughout the entire movie to sabotage Edmund. Mercedes stays the same because she keeps her love for Edmund. Abbey stays the same because we don't really know much about him, but we just know that he's a mentor. The round changing characters are Edmund and Albert. Edmund, as we all know, changes a lot. He goes up and down and so on. He changes through faith and through himself and becomes a better person in the end. Albert changes because when he realizes that Fernand is not his real father and that Edmund is, he completely changes his side, so he joins Edmund's side and changes from Fernand's side. Overall, this connects to our theme because our protagonist Edmund fights through, learns, and changes in a good way.
Two major symbols of the Count of Monte Cristo is the Black King chess piece and the string engagement ring. The Black King chess piece was exchanged back and forth between Edmund and Fernand. They got the piece when they were doing better than the other. The string engagement ring was Mercedes' engagement ring because Edmund didn't have enough money to buy her a real ring. She told him that she would never take it off. When Edmund went back to Paris and saw Mercedes for the second time, she shows him the ring as a promise that they would never break up. Some archetypes were the damsel in distress, and that one is Mercedes because Edmund is attracted to her and has to save her from Fernand. One of the many tasks was to escape from the Chateau d'If. The loyal retainer is Jacopo because he helped Edmund and didn't betray him.
In The Count of Monte Cristo, the author's style is pretty much direct. There is too much story to tell for the author to be indirect. He is focused on heavy emphasis on the plot of the story. He wants the person listening to have an image in their head and give lots of details on the story. The story is written in third person. The author has total control of the narrative. He switches the focus of the story abruptly anytime he wants. The tone of the story changes multiple times throughout the story. At the beginning, everything is good. Edmund has his lover and his friends until his friend turns on him and sends him to prison for 13 years. When Edmund finally escapes, he is seeking revenge on everyone who sent him to prison. He gets his lover back and has his revenge. The tone in the end of the story is one of faith, always wait and hope.
My personal opinion on The Count of Monte Cristo is that it's a very good story. There was a lot of lessons that could be learned during this movie. One of my favorite parts was the way that the author did the plot. Edmund's long and detailed revenge, each of the traitors losing what they desire, the Count's struggle with the mortality of revenge, and his struggle with God. I loved how deep Edmund's revenge goes. He spent 10 years of his time in order to bring down the men he hated the most. They were bad guys who would do anything to get ahead, so they left a trail of dirty secrets behind that Edmund took the time to discover. Just all around the way that the author did the plot and put things in was amazing. Personally, this movie was not hard to understand, but it could definitely get confusing for younger kids. It was easy for me to understand because I know all of the vocabulary in the movie and just the plot about what's going on. All around, I think this was a very good story with lots of lessons, and everyone should take the time to watch the movie or to read the book.